Hi, I'm Mayor Sean Spiller, wishing everyone health and happiness in what will surely be a much better year. As we enter the new year, I want to use this opportunity to provide you with a weekly update with regard to important coronavirus information, specific township happenings, or other relevant and important information that there is to share. So for our January 7th weekly update, I want to first share some of our monthly COVID-19 data. So for December 20th, our COVID cases are as follows. It is with great sadness that I'm reporting that we are at 67 lives lost in our township due to this virus since March. In the past month, we saw 3 additional deaths. We've had 6 hospitalizations. Our total number of new cases was 338. The total negative tests which were done are 3,551. With regard to the age range of those individuals, from 0 to 20 made up 53 cases. From 21 to 30, 58 cases. Ages 31 to 40, 47 cases. 41 to 50, 58 cases. 51 to 60, 55 cases. 61 to 70, 38 cases. 71 to 80, 18 cases. 81 to 90, 6 cases. And 90 plus, 5 cases. So we see a greater concentration from age 60 down. For our weekly numbers, December 27th through January 2nd, we had 98 new cases, 0 new deaths. Our active cases are 122, and those estimated to have recovered are at 1,169. Now, another big piece that everyone is talking about and everyone is focused on is with regard to the vaccines. We know that the vaccine will occur in a number of phases, each of which is prescribed by each governor, our case Governor Murphy, and given guidance from the CDC at the national level. Currently, vaccines are available to those who are in Phase 1A, which includes paid and unpaid persons serving in healthcare settings who have the potential for direct or indirect exposure, who are around infectious materials, or residents and staff in long-term care settings. And of course, to find out more information about Phase 1, be sure to check the state website, because again, they prescribe the different phases and who is in each. As such, at least for right now, they were scheduled to start moving towards Phase 1B, which is sworn law enforcement personnel, fire professionals, police officers, paid and unpaid, firefighters again, many others who have not yet to be determined. Again, those conversations are ongoing. Many people have asked, including the town hall that I moderated on this, when Phase 1B will be announced, who will be exactly in it. Again, we are all waiting for that specific information from the state. Specific to the vaccinations that have occurred so far, as of Monday of this week, the county had vaccinated 4,127 individuals. They're scheduling about 800 appointments a day and looking to scale that up. The vaccine supply from the first installment that has been received by the county will likely last through Saturday. So again, making sure that the amount of vaccine that is available is going to be one of the challenges that the county and all of us face together. A great place to visit is the county COVID-19 website, which is essexcovid.org. There's great information there on vaccination sites, groupings, meaning the phases, and again, any relevant information available through the county. I can say that the county is also working in coordination with the townships, certainly as here in Montclair, on specific senior transportation plans with regard to vaccinations, and as that information is available, that will be shared out as well. The county has set up a call line. It's available Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. to answer COVID-19 vaccination and testing questions. That number is 973-877-8456, 973-877-8456. And again, when they first rolled that out, they were a little overwhelmed with the number of calls. They've since staffed that up greatly and should be able to handle the calls that do come in. So if there's specific questions, please feel free to reach out there. On their website, and which has been shared out widely, there are a number of Essex County vaccine locations. Again, we'll go through all of them. They're located throughout the county, whether that be Newark, West Caldwell, West Orange, Belleville, a number of places. But I will certainly highlight the old Kmart in West Orange at 235 Prospect Avenue. That is the location where Montclair residents will go to receive their vaccine. Again, unless you're a medical first-line responder who might be in a hospital or some other setting, many from the general population will go to specific vaccination centers, again, that one being ours, to receive the vaccine after scheduling an appointment. Again, those in phase 1A are the ones who are scheduling now. And then again, the county will open that up to those in 1B once they're given the go-ahead from the state. And then, of course, receive enough vaccination to continue with the vaccinations beyond the Saturday timeframe when they think they will exhaust their current supply. For testing itself, the next testing opportunity is Saturday, January 9th from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. That's at South Mountain Recreation Complex in the commuter parking deck, which is 560 Northfield Avenue in West Orange. And again, you can sign up for that through the county website and make sure you go and get tested as needed. When we're talking about testing, and we're certainly talking about vaccinations, it is very important that I take this opportunity, and we all do, to stress the importance of everyone in our community taking and getting the vaccine. It's important for everyone for obvious reasons. The state and everyone has noted that we need to get to between 70, 80%. Those numbers vary a little bit depending on which experts you ask, of vaccinations to make sure that we really have that protection that the vaccine affords us. So we're all encouraging everyone to get the vaccine. But even as we talk about everyone getting the vaccine, it is important for us to really note and focus that it's important for us to get those in our community, those of us who are black and brown, have to step forward to encourage all others who are also black and brown to get the vaccine. We understand the skepticism that exists, rightfully so, given this nation's history. But it's important to note, too, that many individuals, many doctors of color and others, step forward to make sure that those of us who, oftentimes are not included in studies or the efficacy of vaccines isn't tested for, we're included to make sure that this vaccine is safe for everyone and effective for everyone. So now it's our job to make sure that everyone does go out and get the vaccine. To that end, I will be looking to schedule the next town hall specifically on this issue, inviting others to join me, others from the medical profession and community leaders to speak about the importance of getting the vaccine and getting it into every corner of our community. So stay tuned for information there. To give a quick update on the COVID-19 task force, as you are likely aware, I formed a task force back in November to focus on small businesses, nonprofit, and resident needs. I can certainly tell you right now that they've been doing excellent work. A big thank you to all of them for the work that they're doing, to our co-chairs, David Pasquale and Shante Palmer, doing phenomenal work, and all of our sub-leads who are doing the work. Kudos, it's great stuff. They're already really accomplishing a lot, and I want to thank them. Right now, both the small business group and the nonprofits are working on township-wide surveys, so certainly we're asking that our small businesses and nonprofits keep a lookout for that and then respond to that survey when received. I want to give a big thank you to Ann Mernon also from Tony's Kitchen, really and a member of the nonprofit subgroup who's working right now to secure a Sustain and Serve grant. That's getting direct dollars to our restaurants if we're successful there to provide food to those in need through our nonprofits. So a great partnership, an example of how we can all come together, and I want to thank her for that work. Next, I want to give a brief update on the Midtown parking deck. Certainly, there's been conversation about that. We know the reason for it is addressing a longstanding need for increased parking in town, one of the big complaints and concerns that we all always hear about. And it's really a good example of leveraging public good in a project. As part of the Seymour Street project, the developer is paying the $9 million or so that are needed for the deck, while the township has about $1 million commitment, while at the end of it, the township has full rights to the garage and will be offering about 234 new spaces in the area. That's a big thing and a big improvement. We're all excited about that. It really fits in with the master plan, which calls for decks at specific parts along the corridor up and down Bloomfield Avenue. But even while it's maximizing those private dollars for public and taxpayer benefit, again, we're all really proud of that. We understand the inconvenience that it's going to cause. The project is estimated to be at about or just under a year to complete. That's going to be a challenge for all of us in this area. for that time period. We're working to do all we can with each of the businesses to make modifications, to do everything that we can while maintaining a safe site, of course. Those conversations continue. That conversation will always continue while we keep trying to address these pieces. But certainly that future impact will be meaningful to the very businesses that we're talking to and talking about right now. We want to make sure that parking is available so that people can get to these stores, can support our small businesses, especially as we return to that new normal, which we all see on the horizon with the vaccine. With an update on our schools, I can tell you that currently right now, listening to the county superintendent of schools and others, they estimate currently right now there's about 77 districts that of the 584 that are open in full. Others are in hybrid or all remote. Certainly we know here our superintendent and administration are focused on in-person returning on or about January 25th. Certainly, it's important to sign up for the superintendent updates. Certainly if we hear anything, mayor's office, as to what's happening there, we pass that along, and we'll pass it along through these updates. But you can hear directly through his updates that they post as well. I did reach out and asked him, some of the focus pieces, and from our superintendent, Dr. Pons, he wanted to really highlight, me to highlight here, the emphasis that they're going to be putting on continued work around equity, the restorative justice work that's happening there, and some of the other pieces, and certainly it's something we all applaud. Also wanted to note the focus on special education and the audit that's going to be beginning this month. They're going to be making a concerted effort to include all voices and all the stakeholders as part of that process. So that's great to hear as well. In the coming weeks, he feels there's going to be a lot more in updates through principals and others about how the district is going to be focusing on reading in the district. It's going to be a goal that every child is reading at or above grade level, and we continue to make improvements in all the areas and focus on some of the other pieces as well, like dyslexia and other challenges. So again, make sure to sign up directly for the superintendent updates, and certainly as we receive those updates or hear anything else, we'll be sure to share them in these updates. Want to also give a big thank you to the Montclair Center bid. We've been working hand in glove with them, and they also have been working hand in glove with our task force really around COVID efforts. It's really been and grown into, and due to need probably with COVID, a really great working relationship. And I want to thank Jason Gleason and everyone there for their efforts. I want to also give a big thank you to Sue Portuguese for really helping to provide some of the data for this as well, and the great work that she and her team are doing in the health department for contact tracing and all the other pieces that go along with it. So again, I also want to note that if you have any questions, please send an email to questions@seanspiller.com. That's questions@seanspiller.com. If it's something that I can answer right there, I will, or get to someone who can answer it, I will. And if it is something that I'm hearing a few different questions or a number of questions about, and certainly realize as an educator that means there's probably others that have that question, I'll be sure to share it on one of our future weekly updates. So again, I want to say thank you. I want to say stay safe. I want to say that even as we recognize that we see that light at the end of the tunnel with the vaccine and the vaccinations that are occurring, please remember that we do have to stay safe. We do have to stay masked. We do have to make sure we engage in all the precautions that have gotten us to this point, and we'll continue to make sure that we're looking out for one another as we move ahead. So thank you again, and I appreciate your time.